Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be creating this beautiful portfolio website with Next.js, Tailwind, Zestan, and a little bit of firmware motion as well. Also, stick around at the end of the video. I'm going to be doing a quick Photoshop tutorial on creating the site images so that way you can have your own images on this portfolio website. So let's get started. Alright, so head over to Next.js and go ahead and copy over this code. I'm going to head over to our project and paste it in here. I'm going to do a dot after mine because I want it to be created in the folder that I'm in currently. So give this a second. We won't be using TypeScript in this project. ESLint, no. Tailwind, of course. Source directory, no. App router, yes. And import alias, yes. And we'll be using the @ symbol. Give that a second to load. And then we're going to go ahead and install the rest of our packages since we're here. So you have to install firmware motion, Zestan, and React icons. Let's go ahead and do that. npm I React icons into npm I firmware motion. Oh, I could have just did all three at once. I didn't even think about it. And we're gonna do an npm I Zestan. And let's go ahead to our package lock JSON just to make sure everything is in there. So we got React icons, Zestan, and firmware motion. And we also have Tailwind. Alright, we're gonna play with this Tailwind config and extend our styles, add our colors, and we're also gonna add our own media query as well into Tailwind. So inside of this extend, let's go ahead and delete this background image. And here we're gonna add colors. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paste the colors in there. So we're using dark red, light BG. You can name these whatever you want. I just named them this. Dark BG and dark blue. And here are the colors. So make sure you guys pause the video and add these colors in. I got this color palette off of Coolers. It's one of the popular ones. I really like this color palette. All right, so still inside of this theme, we're gonna do screens, and we're gonna add our own media query. So it's gonna be XS, and like I said, you can name that whatever you want as well. We're gonna do 475 pixels, and we also need to make sure we add the default screens in after this. So we're gonna do default theme dot screens, like that. Make sure we add a comma. We forgot our comma there. All right, so I believe that's it with this Tailwind config. I think we're done with this, so we can go ahead and close out of this. Now let's head over to our layout. We got some files to clean up here. So first thing, let's go ahead and delete this favicon. So delete that. Global CSS, we can remove all of this stuff here. All right, and layout. So this is what I like personally doing. As you can see, when you don't use TypeScript, the file ends in JS. And that's when you in the file in JS, you don't have access to like the little snippets like div, like it doesn't autocomplete. So to do that, I just always make sure I change this to JSX, and then same with the page. I'm gonna change that to JSX. So now once we write div now, as you can see, we get that autocomplete. All right. So that's what I like doing. So now let's add some stuff into our layout. All right, trying to think of how we should do this. Should we make our components now? It's going to create all our components. I think we should do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and make all our components now. So head over to the root of your document or your folder, and we're going to make components, a components folder. All right, and we're going to go ahead and create all our components. We're going to got about.jsx, And make sure you do this little snippet just to have the export, so that way we can import it into our pages. And then we're gonna do contact.jsx. All right, and we're also gonna do a footer.jsx. This is the boring part, I know, guys. Making all these components. All right, so we got a footer, we got a hero.jsx. Go ahead and do that. All right, so finally completed. So yeah, just go ahead and create all of these components. Nothing special I did. I just make sure I exported them. So we got a top menu, we got top button. Maybe it should zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see. So we got a top menu.jsx, we got a top button, we got skills, side menu, projects, project filter, project card, hydrate, hero, footer, contact, and about. So yeah, those are all the components we'll be using in this project. So let's go ahead and create this and just make sure you export them, so that way we can go ahead and import them into our home page. So after that, we can go ahead and collapse our components and head over to our layout. So here, let me just make this a little bit bigger. We're gonna go ahead and import our fonts and start getting our layout together. So let's go ahead and we're gonna change this enter font to Poppins. All right, and keep that the same. Then we just gotta change this enter to Poppins, and we're also gonna change this to Poppins as well. And we're gonna keep the subset to Latin, but we're gonna do a comma, and we're gonna do weight, and we're just gonna grab 100. I'm gonna grab 400, and we're gonna grab 700, and we're also gonna grab 800. All right, so we got Poppins, and now down here we just gotta change this to Poppins. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and npm start our project just so we can see everything. Npm run dev, so we can see everything, even though we shouldn't. I don't think we should see anything actually. Close out of that, refresh. All right, guys, inside of the Tailwind config, make sure you do a const default theme, and this is going to require Tailwind CSS / default theme. All right, and just go ahead and save that, and go ahead and npm run dev again, and your project should be working. All right, so we got this Next.js boilerplate. Let's go ahead and delete all of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and select all and delete, and just do refe. I'm gonna change this back to home, and change this to home as well, and that way we can just see, we should just see page. There we go. All right, cool. So let's head back over to our layout now, and let's go ahead and import some of our components that we made. So we're gonna import side menu, top menu, and hydrate. Let's go ahead and import, actually we're not going to import hydrate yet. Let's just go ahead and import the side menu from component / side menu, and we're also going to import top menu as well. Going to save that. And I forgot to talk about this metadata. This is really good for SEO. So you could just change this. I think I put my name as the title. I'm just gonna go ahead and put, if I can spell it, Antonio Rogers. And for the description, I believe I just put a full stack engineer portfolio website. All right. And as you can see, my name the title showed up here, which is really cool. All right, so that's that. And now down here inside of our body, this is where we're going to start fixing up our layout a little bit. So after this body, we're going to do a main. All right, and inside this main is going to be our children. We're going to put our children in here. But also inside of this main, on top of our children, we're going to have our side menu. All right, so that's our side menu. And then underneath our side menu, we're going to have a section. And this section is going to have a class name of overflow hidden. PL, so padding left, of 300 pixels. And we're also going to do a max LG of PL 146 pixels. And a width of full, a min height of screen. I can't type on this keyboard. I need to get a different keyboard. Max MD of PL 0. All right. So inside of this section, this is where we're gonna have our top menu and our children. So top menu, and we also gonna have our children. So let's go ahead and put that there like that. Let's take a quick look. So as you can see, we got it right where we want it to be. So our side menu is over here, and then our top menu is over here, and our page is over here. So what it does, so what this styling is basically, so this padding left is 300 pixels. So that means our side menu is going to be 300 pixels wide. So that way all of our content can be on this right side. And then whenever our side menu collapse, so our side menu collapsed twice. So on large screens, once it hit max large screen, it collapses to 146 pixels. And then once it hit medium screens, it collapses. We can't even see it no more. It just goes away. So that's what this is doing. So we got our top menu and we got our children right here, and we got our side menu. Perfect. For our main, we are going to have a class name on this, and we're just going to have a class name of flex and flex row like that. All right, and as you can see now, it's like perfect the way we want it, and now it just really just needs some styling. But let's head over to our page, and let's go ahead and import all of our components, so that way we can just go ahead and just start styling this stuff up. But after this, we're actually going to download some files, our images and stuff like that. So we're going to do a fragment, and we're just going to go ahead and import everything in order. So first thing we're going to have is our hero. Hopefully it auto completes for me, please. There we go. First thing we have our hero. We're going to have our about section. We have our skills. We have our projects. We have our contact. We have our footer. And we also going to have our top button, which is going to be our back to top button. Right, there we go. And we should see everything now. There we go. We got all of our sections there. No, it looks weird, but once we start styling this stuff up, it's going to look better. So let's go ahead and let me just close out all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and download all of the starter files in the description. I believe in that folder we're gonna have all our images. We're also gonna have a little bit of preset styles. I believe it's like 5 styles that we're gonna add to our global CSS. So just go ahead and download that file and just copy and paste it in here. And then also it's going to be our constants folder, and that's basically our project data and our navigation links that we're going to map through for our side menu and our top menu. So let's go ahead and just download that starter files, and I'll meet you back here. All right, let's go over everything that was downloaded. So we got our constants folder, and this is going to go inside of our root folder. So we got our constants and we got our index, and this is just, like I said, it's our side menu links that we're going to be mapping through. And then our projects. So this is all my projects. You might want to take some time, maybe after the tutorial. Maybe we'll you should just maybe go in here and just change all of this into your projects, and you can delete, the YouTube true, but you can change the images and stuff like that, and the names. So that's the project data. And what else did we download? Oh, the public folder. So inside here we have assets, and this is just all our images that we'll be using. Some of these we actually don't use on mine. In your folder you'll have the ones that we'll be using, but some of these are just like test. So we got me there, and as you can see we got our projects, we got our logos for our skills section as well. So make sure you put this inside of the public/assets, all of the images. And then also inside of our app we also downloaded animations.css. So this is basically for the animation that we're going to have in our hero section. And instead of typing each one, it's kind of repetitive because we actually grab each square in the background. As you can see, inf child 7, inf child 6, and we did different animations for each one and changed the length and the height. So I just went ahead and just made animation.css and have you guys download it and just paste it in here. But whenever we get to this section, I'll try to explain this code a little bit better. So that's that. So that's the animations, and last but not least, the global CSS. Like I said, it's a little bit of styles in here. We got our side menu styling that we're going to be using, social icons that we're going to be using, our top menu info container, hero content container, and section title. And you guys can read over this. It's Tailwind, but it just saves some time from just typing all this stuff out. But it's nothing too hard, or it's complicated. It's not complicated at all. It's just like for example, this one just where is it? Flex justify between with full, which is with 100%, item center, flex call on excess screens. This is the media query that we made. Same with this one, item start. So it's nothing too complicated, but it just saves some time. So make sure you guys copy this inside of the global CSS. And now let's get started. Let's go ahead. We're gonna actually do the top menu first, the hero section, and then we'll do the sidebar. So head over to components, and I'm glad I did it this way. So now we can just click on one and just get started instead of creating a whole component and putting inside the thing. So now let's let me go ahead and start my project again. The npm run dev, and let me zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see. Hopefully you guys saw me explaining that. I know this little side menu could be a little bit small sometimes, but let me just go over it one more time. So we got constants there. Now we got animation CSS inside of our app, and then global CSS, of course, with all our styles there. So now let's get started. And also our public with our assets. This is gonna have all our images that you just downloaded. So let's head over to our components, and we're going to be doing the top menu first. All right, so let's get started. So this is going to be a use client because this is a client component, and we're going to go ahead and import link from Next.js, and we're going to import a few icons as well. So we're going to import AI outline. Probably should just copy this. AI outline close. This is for our mobile menu, so the little close symbol. I could have just typed it. There we go. All right, from, it's going to be React icons / AI, and then we also going to import two more. So we're going to import RI menu fill from React icons / RI, and also MD email from React icons / MD. All right, and I believe we also need ooh, I know one thing we didn't do. So we was supposed to create our Zustan store. It's the smallest store. Let me put it that way. It's the smallest state management, but I really needed it for this project. Basically, we're using it to send state from our side menu to our top menu, and that's really it. That's all we use it for. So let's go ahead and trying to think. We're going to create our store. Let's see. Go back here. We're going to create a folder, and it's going to be store. All right. And in here, we're going to name it use menu store .jsx. All right. I'm going to open that up here. And like I said, it's going to be a small store. So we're just going to do import create. This is going to be from Zustan. And then we're also going to import persist from Zustan / middleware. And I believe this is have to go in brackets. All right. And we're going to do an export const use menu store. And this is going to equal to create and we're going to do persist brackets, parentheses, and this is where we're just going to set our state. I'm going to do set parentheses then brackets. So here we're just going to do is open. And the initial state is just going to be false. And we're also going to have a toggle menu. Toggle menu, and we're just going to set state. And parentheses. We're going to set is open. And this is just going to toggle our state dot is open. And let me just explain this a little bit because I know it's kind of a lot. So basically, this is Zustan, and it's a state management library. And what we're doing, so we could just go ahead and use state. So let me just translate this into use state right quick. So this basically is this. Let me scroll down. So we're gonna do const let's do is open / set is open. All right, and then we're going to equal that to use state false. All right, that's basically what that is right there. And this toggle menu is basically our on click function kind of. So we'll do something like if this was like if we was using use state in a React component, we'll do something like cons menu handler equals function, and we'll just do something like set is open to toggle is open. All right, so that's basically what this is here. I know it looks a little bit weird, but this is how we have to do it. It's just stand, and this is so we can send this state over to our side menu and our top menu, so that way we don't have to because they need to use the same state for this to work. If that makes sense. I know it's like kind of complicated, but yeah, so that's basically what that is. So I know it looks weird, but it's just basically this there. All right, and we also going to do a close mobile menu. Close mobile menu. And what we can do is just copy this state here to set here. And we're gonna paste it in there like that. But instead of is open to toggle the state, we're just gonna do is open to false like that. All right, so that is our store. We do have to name it. After this, we're gonna do a name. I'm gonna do menu store. You can name it whatever you want. Menu store like that. I think I did it wrong. Let me just think it goes oh, it goes after this one right there. All right, there we go. All right, so we got our store. And now we can actually close out of this and head back over to our top menu. And let me just zoom out just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see still. So head back over to our top menu and let's go ahead and import it here. So import, use menu store from store / use menu store. All right, cool. So now we have access to that is open and toggle menu. So we're gonna do a cons is open, and we also gonna use toggle menu, and this is all coming from our use menu store. All right, that's that. So now let's start writing some JSX and start styling this up a bit. So we're gonna do a div, and this is gonna have a class name of px 40 pixels. All right, a bg of light bg, sorry, a py of 4, a z index of 10, and a max xs, which is the media query we made, of px 20 pixels. All right, that's that. And this is also going to have an ID of home like that. So we shouldn't see anything, I don't think. I'm gonna refresh. Actually we should, because we got this px there. So let's give that a second to load right quick. And let's go ahead and finish styling this up a bit. So inside this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna have a class name, of top menu. All right, let's see. Go ahead and see what's up with this. We're getting the error. All right, so I think I see the issue, guys. We're naming a store outside of our persist. So let's go ahead and exit out that, and inside so make sure there's 2 parentheses at the bottom of this, and make sure you add a comma there and then save it, and now it should work. And now we see our top bar with that light bg, or our top menu with that light bg. So let's go ahead and finish writing some JSX. So in here, we're gonna write a div and have a class name of flex, justify between, item center, a width of full, and a MD of hidden. All right. And then inside of this div, I have another div. And this is gonna have a class name of flex, a gap of 10, and a width of full. All right. So this is where we're gonna have our logo at. So it's gonna be a link. And our logo is just, I just did a H1. Probably not the best thing to do actually. Let's actually change that. We're just gonna do trying to think, maybe we don't, yeah, let's just do H1. And it's just gonna have a class name, a font bold, a text of 3XL, and then a text of dark red, like that. And you can put your name. I just did A.Rogers for mine. And we're getting an error now. It's because our link is missing that href prop. So it's just going to be home. That's what we wanted to send. Now let's see if we can see it. And we don't see it. Why? Why don't we see this? That is weird. Let me see something. Okay, we see it there. Oh, okay. I forgot. It only it only comes out on mobile screen because we're gonna have our side menu with our name and stuff. Yeah, I made this project, I want to say probably like 2 weeks ago, and I kind of already forgot how to make it. All right, so link, and then after this div here, so let me just spread this out a little bit, just so you guys can see. So that's our link. I mean, that's our logo. And now we're gonna have our mobile menu icons. So we're gonna do a div, and we're gonna have a class name of text 2XL and a Z index of 50. And this is gonna have an on click, and we're gonna take our toggle menu from our Zusan store, and then in this div I'm gonna render stuff out conditionally. So if it's open, it's true. We want to show the AI outline close icon. Else, we're just going to show the RI menu fill icon, like that. All right. Let's see. So let's see if we can see this. Probably should just be using DevTools. And there we go. So once we click, as you can see, it turns into an X. Click off, turns into back to the menu. On, off, on, off. Nice. All right, cool. Let me just go ahead and just make it like that. All right, and now let's go ahead underneath this div here. So two divs down, two closing divs down. We're gonna have another div, and it's gonna have a class name of top menu info container. All right, and have a div in here, and it's gonna have a class name of flex md of gap 10, a flex call, and an MD of flex row. All right. And this is where we're gonna have our email icon and our span for our email address. So we're gonna do a div and have a class name of flex, a gap of 1, item center, a text of small, and a font of bold. All right. So let's go ahead and put our MD email icon, and we're gonna have a span here, and this is going to have a class name. Let's close out of that. A class name of BG dark blue. Oh no, sorry, a text of dark blue. Text of dark blue. Also a text of small, even though I don't think we need that because we added a text small on there, so we don't need that there. And we don't need the font bold there either. So you can just write your email address. Mine is just arogers contact@gmail.com. Let's take a quick look. As you can see, we got it there. Come up, now it's there. Nice. And as you can see, the menu's like collapsing. That's what we want. Okay, perfect. All right. Underneath this top menu info container, we're gonna have our button. So yeah, close. Let's see. So yeah, still inside of this container. So right here, yep. So the top menu info container, we're gonna have our button, and this is going to have a class name of BG dark blue, a text of white, a PX of 4, a PY of 1, a rounded MD, and we're going to have a hover of BG dark blue /75. Right, perfect. And now let's do download CV like that. Nice. So let's go ahead and make this screen a little bit bigger, and that's exactly what we want. Nice. We got our menu there, and let's see. All right, cool. Something isn't right here. Sorry about it's like a plane outside. Let me just wait till it passes. Let's see, something isn't right. Trying to see what it is. Let's head over to the global CSS and just make sure our styles is working right. Max width, info. It is supposed to be, let me make sure I spelled this right. Top menu info containers, hit back. Top menu info container. Because it's supposed to be a flex col once we hit small screens. But maybe, yeah, okay, it does. It's just this side menu is in the way right now. So as you can see, it goes to the flex col. And that side menu is not supposed to be there once we hit this. So once we hit mobile, so once we hit that, the side menu here should go away. And that's the whole reason why it's looking like this now, because that side menu is in the way. But we're going to get rid of that once we start our side menu. All right. So I believe that is it for the top menu. Let's go ahead and do the hero section. All right, so let's go ahead and make this a client component. Use client. Let's go to import some stuff. I'm gonna import image from React. Oh my god, this keyboard, man. We're gonna import link from Next. We're also gonna import our hero image. Hero. Actually, we probably don't even need to import the image. We can just grab it from the thing. And we're also going to import animations, CSS. I gotta just do /app/animation CSS. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and write some JSX. We're gonna do a section, and it's gonna have a class name of hero-container. All right, and then we have a div in here, and this is gonna have a class name of hero-content container. Okay, and in this div, we're gonna have another div, and it's gonna have a class name of max md, and we're gonna change the order to 2. I'm gonna do a flex call, a gap of 5, and a z index of 40. All right. So now let's start getting our hero section right. So we have a div. This div won't have a class name. It's just to hold our left side. Then we have a h1. Another car out there. Sorry. And this is going to say hi. I'm Antonio, and just do A, and this is gonna have a class name of text 4XL, and on large screens we're gonna have a text of 6XL, a font of bold, and a text. Don't do font bold on this one. Just do text 4XL, and on large screen text 6XL. All right. Let's actually copy this right quick. Okay. And after that, I'm gonna make some space there. I'm gonna have a span, and in this span, we're gonna do developer, and this is gonna have a class name of text 4XL and 6XL, but it's also going to have a class name of font bold, and a text of dark red. Take a look. There we go. Nice. And then underneath here, we're going to have a H2. And this is gonna say from wherever city you're from. So I did from New York, even though I live in New York, but I'm from North Carolina. So this is also gonna have a class name of text 4XL and large text 6XL. I'm trying to think, maybe we could save us some code here and just put this on this div here. So let's delete this text 4XL for each one, and also the large text XL, text 6XL for each one. And we can save us some time. Save us a little bit of code, and we're gonna do class name and just paste it here. And I believe we should get the same results. Yep. Nice. That way it can look a little bit cleaner. Nice. Alright. So So that's that. And underneath this New York. Okay. I see why I had it there. Man. Well, I mean, we probably could just let's do a p tag, and we're gonna do a class name of margin top 5, and I just did my little bio that I got on GitHub. Full stack engineer, coffee fuel coder, piece of power problem solver, embracing new tech with a new smile. All right, and I think that's why I had those there. But I mean, we probably could just do a text of small, maybe, or maybe medium. Text of MD. Text. Can you do a text MD? No. Text XL, maybe. All right, yeah, I think that looks better. Text XL. Let's keep it like that for now. If we run into any issues, we can just come back and switch it. All right, so that's it. That's the left side of our hero section. But now we got to do the right side of our hero section. And what I think I might do is actually, inside of our layout, I'm just gonna go ahead and comment out our side menu for now, because kind of don't want it there right now, you know. That way, whenever we collapse, you see it goes there. All right, perfect. All right, so let's head back over to our hero section, and let's go ahead and put our image and stuff now. So right after this div there, we're gonna have another div, and this is going to have a class name of flex, a gap of 4, a max MD of justify center. All right. Oh, this is actually for our buttons actually, and it's gonna have a link, and the href is going to be projects, pound projects. That, and have a button with a class name of BG dark blue, a text of white, px of 2. On large screens, we're going to do a px of 4, a padding top and bottom of 1, a rounded MD, hover. We're going to do a BG dark blue of 75, and we also going to do a cursor pointer like that. All right, and this button is just going to say projects. That, take a look. There we go. And whenever we hover, you can see, get that little nice opacity. That's what this little slash is for. We're gonna have another button with the same exact styling. So what we can do is probably just copy this whole entire link and just paste it again, and just switch it up. So this will be contact, and switch this one over to contact. Or I think I did let's talk, sorry. Let's talk, like that. Nice. All right, so after 2 divs, so after this whole, so this is section here is the whole left section, I believe, or this hero content container is our left section. I think I named that wrong. I probably should have did like hero text container. All right. So now we're gonna have our, after this, we're gonna have our image. And we're using a Next.js image component. I really like this. This is one of my favorite things about Next.js is this image component. It's a lot you can do with it, but we're just gonna be use it. It's gonna be simple use in this situation. So we're gonna do hero. Actually, for this we're gonna do I believe we could just do /hero. I think we could just do it like that. And we're gonna do a width of 400, a height of 400, and we're gonna do an alt of, I put me, but that's not the right thing you should do. We could just do your name, Tony Rogers, and then this is also gonna have a class name of just Z10. Let's see if this shows up. All right, so make sure you put assets /hero.png. Sorry, I just put hero like that was going to work. All right, so now we should see our image there, and we got it nice. Trying to think here. I believe this has to go inside. Yeah, so this has to go inside of our content container. So right there, and there we go. It looks beautiful now. So once we zoom, come out, everything still looks nice, perfect. Let's see here. So now time for our animation. So this will be easy because we already got our animation.css. Right after this div, still inside of our section, we're gonna do a UL, and this is gonna have a class name of BG squares. All right, and in here we're just gonna have a bunch of empty LIs. This took me a while to get, man, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna have, I believe it's 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. And with that, since we already got our animations and imported, we should see our animation. Let's see if this works. And 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it's not working for some reason. So we import animations.css. Did I spell squares right? I always spell squares wrong for some reason. Yep, I spelled it wrong. Oh man, I knew it was gonna happen. There we go. Now we should see it. And there we go. Nice animation. And as you can see, it's starting from down here, but we're gonna fix that. There's the about section. We're gonna make the background white and give it a Z index over this, so that way it looks like it's coming from just the hero section and not all the way down here. So there we go, guys. So now I say we go ahead and start our side menu here. I believe that's the most complicated one. Or maybe we should just do the about section, because like I said, the side menu is a little bit complicated. There's a lot of code into that. So yeah, I say we just go ahead and knock out the about section right quick. So let's head over to the about, and let me go ahead and open it up here. This section shouldn't be too long. Just JSX, we don't gotta import anything. Return. It's gonna have a section with a class name of width full, a height of fit, a px of 40 pixels, a py of 10, and a max excess of px 20 pixels. And also gonna make a position relative and a BG of white. And this is also gonna have an ID of about. So now we should see it, and as you can see, there it goes. And that's the about section there. You see how the squares go behind it. The reason why we don't have any content in it yet, so that's why it still looks like it's coming from all the way down here. But we're gonna fix that now. So let's go ahead and add some content in here. We're gonna do a div, and it's gonna have a class name of max width of 1250 pixels, and also an MX of auto. All right, we're gonna have a div. All right, so in here, I don't even think we need this div, to be honest. Let's remove that div. I'm gonna have a div. Oh, that was so pointless what I just did. All right, class name of inline block. All right, and have a P with a class name of section title. And in this section title, I'm gonna have a span with a class name of margin bottom 1. And inside the span, we're gonna have this SVG that I'm going to have probably, and I'm gonna have add this SVG in the description so you guys can copy it. And this is just like this little diamond SVG, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna have this in the description here. I'll just copy and paste that, and then right after this span, we're gonna have about me. All right, there we go. Nice. All right, cool. So after this div here, I have another div with a class name of margin top 7. And inside this div, we're gonna have a P with the class name of margin top 6, a text of gray 600, also a text of 20 pixels, and a leading of 10. All right, and you can write a description. I just gonna go ahead and copy and paste this over here. I'm not gonna read it, just description of myself. All right, so right after this, we're gonna have our little boxes at the bottom. So we're gonna have a div, and this is gonna have a class name of margin top 10. And inside this div, you guessed it, this is another div with a class name of width full. A bunch of divs, div after div after div. All right, we're gonna have a UL in here, and this is gonna have a class name of flex, justify between a gap of 10, a flex of col, and for medium screens and up, we're gonna do a flex row. All right. Let's see, and now we're gonna have our LIs. We're gonna do one and just copy over the rest. So we're gonna do a class for this. We're gonna have a class name of width full and a shadow of small. All right. And inside this LI, we're gonna have a div with a class name of width full, a text of center, a PY of 30 pixels, on medium screens, we're going to do a PY of 60 pixels. Around it of MD, and a BG of light BG, like that. Take a quick look. There we go. All right, and in this div, we're gonna have an H3 that says I did 900 plus subscribers, but now I should say 1,000, because you know I just hit 1,000, guys. Just gonna have a class name of text of 40 pixels. 40 pixels, and a margin bottom of 3 pixels. 3 pixels. And also a text of dark red. Dark red. I don't know why that didn't autocomplete. Okay, we probably gotta fix something. And a font of bold. Alright, let's see what's up with this. Margin bottom. Let's take a quick look. See what's up with this. Why is my text dark red not working? Okay, it worked there. All right, there we go. And now underneath here, we're going to have a span. Let me just go over some. Actually, I probably should just collapse this a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. That's probably what I should have been done. And have a span, and this is just going to have a class name of uppercase, and I just did YouTube subscribers, like that. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and copy this li 2 more times. 1, 2. Now we should see 3 here. Nice. And let's go ahead and switch these up a little bit. So for the second one, I just did 35 plus. But really, I'm changing it to 50. 50 plus. And here I just did projects completed. If I can spell completed. And 2+ years of experience. Years of experience. All right, nice. So I believe that's it. That is it for the about section. Let's just take a quick look and see if it's responsive. Nice. Our animation is going perfect. Let's go and zoom out a bit. Right there looks a little weird, but I think that's because of the side thing. Like, we don't really have everything completed yet, but looking good. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and do what's next. The skill section. All right. So we don't gotta import anything. Actually, we do. We gotta import. We gotta import image from Next.js. That's what we'll be using. And now let's start writing some JSX. I don't want that there. Do want that. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're gonna have a section. And this is gonna have a class name of with full height of fit. a px of 40 pixels, a py of 10, a max xs of px 20 pixels. We'll also do position relative and bg of white. All right. And this is also going to have an ID of skills. Let's not forget to add these IDs because this is very important whenever we do our side menu. All right, so skills. And now we're going to have a div. And it's going to have a class name of max width 1250 pixels and also mx auto. All right. So inside this div, we're gonna do the same exact thing we did over inside of our about section. So we can just scroll up here and copy over this inline block here. So this is basically just our titles for each section. I'm just going to copy that and head back over to our skills and just paste it right inside of this div. Let's take a little quick look at it, and you can see it says about. All we got to do is just change it to skills like that. All right, nice. All right, cool. So right after this div here, we're gonna do a grid. So we're gonna do a div, a class name of grid. For medium screens, we're gonna do a grid call of 4, a gap of 5. For small screens, we're gonna do a grid call of 2, and then for extra small screens, max XS, we're gonna do a grid call of 1, and we're also going to give this a margin top of 10. All right, so let's go ahead and start doing our stuff. So we're just going to do one and just copy and paste the rest. So this shouldn't be too long. I'm going to do a div in here, and this is going to have a class name of bg light. That don't even sound right. A pattern of 8 around it of MD, a text of center, flex call, item center, and also gonna do a shadow of small, and also a justify of center. All right. As you can see, we got our box there. That's what we want. Now let's add some content inside of our box. So we're gonna do an image from Next.js and close it up. And our source is going to be assets. I believe I did HTML first. So HTML.png. And we're gonna do the width and the height. Width is going to be 100 and height is going to be 100, and the alt is just going to say HTML, and we also going to give it a class name of margin bottom 2. Okay, take a quick look, and there we go. Got HTML, and then in here we're also going to have a span that says HTML with no styling. Nice. So let's go ahead and copy this div here, Let me see how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. And now we just fill it in with our skills. You guys can skip over this part if you want, but yeah, I'm just gonna go down the list and just switch it over. So this one here, this would be css.png. This would be css, and the alt would be css. The third one would be js.png, and JavaScript. And then for the alt, I'm gonna put JavaScript. Okay. And then the next one is React. And change that to React. And React. Nice. And then we got Node.js, Node, and Node. Save that. And then Mongo, and MongoDB. Alright. Alright, cool. Let me make sure I use that. Did I use that MongoDB image? I kind of don't like that now that I look at it. Now next one is Git. Let's change this to Git and Git. All right. Oh, we missed one. Postgres. So SQL. And do post. Where is it? SQL. And here I'm just gonna do SQL. And up here, SQL.png. And there we go. Our skills section is complete. Let's go ahead and inspect. Make sure it's responsive. Nice. And it should go perfect. All right, nice. So what's next? Our project section. So this section, this is going to require us to do some framework motion. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, so the project section is a little bit complicated. So this is the completed version of the site. So if we head down, we have this filter that sorts out all of our project by category. And you guys can add your own tag as well. So if you head over to constant folder and click on projects, as you can see, it says category, React, FS is for full stack, and you guys can add like Python, Node, and all this and other things in this as well. But I just did React, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and full stack for now. But I do plan on adding some more stuff here and organizing this a little bit better in the future. But like I said, so we got our project filter, and that's what we have here, our project filter component. And we also got our project card component, and that's going to be just the front end, basically styling the way the card looks with the image and the icons at the bottom. And then we also got our projects, which is going to basically pull everything together. So it's going to pull in our project filter, and we're going to be sending props from this project over to our filter and also to our project card, I believe, as well. So let's go ahead and start our projects. Let's go on our project component, and I think that's the best approach to take. So let's go ahead and import Actually, we're going to make this a client component first. And we're going to import a few things. We're going to go ahead and import useState. useState from React. And we're also going to import our project filter. And also our project cards. Like that. Alright. Okay, perfect. So let me close out of this. Alright. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some state here. So, and also, let me go back to the site actually. Also, we need this button down here to show more. So that way you don't have a bunch of process, because we have this all category, and if you got 100 projects, you don't want 100 to just render out on a page and you have a long page. So you just want to add show more, and then every time we click on that, it adds on 6 more projects. And I'll show you a way to actually change that number so it doesn't have to, you don't have to add 6 more. You can add 2 more, you can add 3 more. I just did 6 more for now. So going to close out of that, and let's make some state here. So we're going to do a const, and we're going to do active category. I gotta make sure I spell these words right. Category, and we're also going to do a set active category. All right, and this is going to equal useState, and the default is going to be all, like that. All right, so that's what our active category is going to be by default. We're also going to do a const, we'll do filter, and also going to do a set filter, and this is just going to equal useState, and by default it's going to be an empty array. All right, and now we're going to do const visible projects, and then set visible projects, and this is going to equal useState, and we only want 9 to be shown for now. Like I said, you can change this number to whatever you want. You can do 6 projects, you can do 3. All right, and now we're going to make our function to load more projects. So we're going to do a const, and it's going to do load more projects. All right, and this is going to be, bear with me guys with this keyboard. Like, I really need a new keyboard. I got talked into getting this Steel Series keyboard from Best Buy. A guy told me, I told him that I was a developer, and he talked me into getting this. And I this is like a gaming keyboard. This isn't for coding. So I'm putting some money to the side. I'm saving up for one of those MacBook not the Mac, the Apple keyboards. I believe the one that I want is like $149. So I'm definitely gonna get that here soon. I'll set visible projects, and here we're just gonna do prev visible projects, and we're just gonna return our pre-visible projects plus 6. So like I said, you could change this number. So you could do +3, and then once you click on this load more projects, it'll just load 3 more instead of 6, but I just did 6. All right, so that's that, and now let's start writing some JSX. So we're gonna do our div, and this is gonna have a class name, a width full, a height of fit, a px of 40 pixels, a py of 10, a max. Oh my god, what just happened? Really? Okay, well, we gotta redo all of that, guys. Oh, there we go. All right, max excess of we're gonna do a px of 20 pixels, and we're also gonna do position relative and a bg of white. All right, and we're also gonna do our div. I think we gotta also give this an ID as well. Let's do an ID of projects. And then in here, we're gonna have a div with the class name of max with 1250 pixels and a margin of auto. All right. And same thing, let's head back over to our skill section. And we're gonna just copy over this inline block div here with our title, section title. Back over to projects, and we're just gonna paste it right in here and just change this to projects. Okay, nice. All right. Move the mic a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, cool. So right underneath this div, but this is where we're gonna have our project filter component, and we gotta pass it some props. So we're gonna pass it set filter, and this is just gonna equal our set filter state, and we're also gonna equal our send it over our active category, and this is gonna be active category, and then we're also gonna send it over our set active categories, so that way we can set the state inside of that filter. Okay, and now underneath here we're gonna have a div with a class name of grid Kyle1. For small screens, I'm gonna do a grid Kyle of 2, and then for large screens, I'm gonna have a grid Kyle of 3. And we also gonna give it a gap of 4. Okay. And in here, this is where we're going to filter through all our projects. So you're probably thinking, why don't we have the project, why don't we have this constant imported inside of our projects? That's because we're going to import it inside of our filtered component, so that way we can render stuff out conditionally. So for example, we'll do like if the active category is all, then it'll show all of them, stuff like that. So that's why we're gonna import it there. So instead of us mapping through instead of us mapping through projects inside of our project component, we're gonna map through filter. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna do filter dot, actually first we're gonna do slice dot slice, and do 0, comma, visible projects. All right, and now this is where we're gonna map through our stuff. So we're gonna do dot map, and we're gonna do projects, and we're also gonna do an index. and we're returning JSX. So we're just all we're going to return is our project card. Project card. All right. As you can see, it's nothing showing just because we didn't do our filter yet. All right, and inside of this project card, we're gonna pass it some stuff. So we're gonna pass it a key, and that's just gonna be index. We're gonna pass it our name, which is going to be. Actually, I'm just gonna copy all of this stuff. Copy. All right, so we're gonna pass it our name, which is gonna be our project name, and probably should have named. You gotta make sure you do project instead of projects. Now we're gonna pass it our GitHub URL, our image, YouTube, deployed, YouTube URL, and project URL, and that's everything. That's all of the stuff that's inside of our constant, our project data. So it's basically we're just passing all of this data over to our project card. All right. So that's that. And now, right after this, after this div here, we're gonna have this is where we're gonna have our load more button. So we're gonna have visible projects. So if it's less than our filtered length, and we're gonna do end. So it's basically, this is basically called short circuiting. So it's gonna do, we're gonna have a return a div if it auto completes, but it doesn't. If why didn't it? Okay. So we're gonna return a div with a class name of text center and a margin top of 4. And I don't know why I didn't auto close. All right. And inside this div, we're gonna have a button. With a class name, a BG blue, dark blue, a hover of BG dark blue /75, a PY of 2, a PX of 4, a text of white, and a rounded of LG. All right, and it's also going to have an on click, and this is going to have our load more projects function, and this is just going to say show more. All right, so we shouldn't see this because our visible projects is not less than our filtered length. So we shouldn't see that yet. But now I say we go and do our project card so that way we can see stuff on the screen. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to import some icons. So head over to project card, and we're going to import these icons: AI fill GitHub, AI fill YouTube, AI fill I, and that's coming from React icon /AI. And we also going to import TFI YouTube from React icon /TFI. And then we also going to import image from Next.js and import link from Next.js as well. All right, so if you head over to our projects, you know that we sent over all of these props. So now we have to receive all of these props. So let's go ahead and receive all of these by doing make sure you do brackets, and then we got name, GitHub URL, image, YouTube, deployed, YouTube URL, and project URL. And now we can write some JSX. All right, we're gonna have a div with a class name of margin bottom 4, a padding of 4, border gray 200, a rounded of LG, a shadow of MD, and a BG light BG. All right, so we still shouldn't see anything because, like I said, actually we won't see nothing because of our project filter. So actually, let's take a break from our project car and let's head over to our project filter, and let's just go ahead and complete this. So we gotta make this a use client, and we're gonna import projects from our constant, and we also gonna import use effect as well from React. All right, and like I said, we gotta receive these props. So we gotta receive set filtered, active category, and also set active category. All right, and here we're gonna do a use effect. And now we're gonna do if our active category equals to all, which is the default. Which is the default state. We're just gonna set filter to projects, and then we're gonna return. All right, so there we go. As you can see, now you see more, and then once you load, as you can see, it loads the 3 because we only have what was that, 16 projects on here, I believe. Oh no, 3, 6, 9, 12 projects, sorry. All right, and now we got to do our little filter. Still inside of our use effect. So right after that return, we're gonna do a const filter, and this is gonna equal projects dot filter and project, and then we're gonna return our project dot category dot includes active category. All right, and then right after this, we're gonna do set filter to our active category. Okay, and we also need our dependency array, so we're gonna do a comma, and then we're looking out for the active category. Let's refresh. Okay, nice. So now we need to make our buttons for our active categories. So let's return some JSX. I'm gonna do a div, or it's probably can be fragments. Do a fragment, and then in here we're gonna have a div, and it's gonna have a class name of flex, a gap of 5, and an my of 10. Okay, and we have a button, and this button is going to have a class name of, I'm going to render stuff out conditionally, because we kind of want to show, you know, the active state. So we're gonna do active category. So if it equals to all, because our first button is going to be all. So it equals to all. The style is going to be, I forget, I gotta do that over there. Sorry about that. Our style is going to be BG dark blue, PY of 1, a PX of 3, a text of white, and a rounded of LG. And if it's not active, we're just gonna return null. Right? And our button is also gonna have an on click. And this is basically, we're just gonna set our active category to all, like that. Okay, and for our button title, it's gonna say all. So since that's the active one, just gonna, it should have the styling. All right, so we can just go ahead and copy this button and paste it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. And we're just gonna switch up some stuff. So like I said, you can create your own categories. I know some of you guys probably aren't full stack developers. Some of you guys probably aren't a front end. Some of you guys are probably just back end. So you guys probably have, you know, Python and all this stuff. So you guys can switch this to whatever you want, but I just did React, and we're gonna change this over to React, and then change the title over to React, and then I believe I did HTML, CSS, but for the active category, I just did vanilla inside of the data. And then sorry about my phone going off. Cut this down. And then so of active category, vanilla. And then for the title, I just did HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or JS. And I think I missed one actually. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to be full stack at the end, but we can just put it here. Yeah, so I did FS full stack, and then FS, and then for the title, I mean for the button, I just did full stack like that. All right, so now we should see them, and once we click, it should. Ooh, we got us an issue here. So as you can see, it says filter.slice.map is not a function. Okay. Head over here. Filter.slice.map is not a function. So this filter, I believe we messed up a little bit. Let's put a question mark there. That's not gonna fix that issue. I don't think it will. Guys, so I think I found the issue. The issue is we set in filter to our active category, but we need to set filter to filter. And I believe with that change, it should fix that issue. Let's make sure. Once we click on this, yep, now it perfect. All right, so now let's go ahead and head over to our project card. So our project filter is complete. Our projects is complete. So now we just need to style up how they look. Let's head over to the project card, and so we already started a little bit on it. We're gonna have we're actually going to use an image. So this is what I was told. they said basically if you're looking to forgot the maybe I'm thinking about something else. Well, okay, here we go. So basically, if you're looking to send, if the link gets outside of your project, you want to use a tag. But if you're routing within your project, you want to use the link tag. That's what I was told. I don't know how true that is, but so we're using some we're gonna use image, that regular image tag, and then the source is going to be image, and then our alt is just going to be we just do backticks, do backticks, and we can do our name, and then image, like that. Do something like that. And then this is also going to have a class name of width full, a height of auto, a margin bottom of 2, and rounded. Let's go ahead and close that and see what pops up. See if our images show. Nice. We got all our images here. Perfect. All right, and underneath our image, we're gonna have an H3, and this is just gonna have our name like that. And then under this H3, we're gonna have a div with a class name of flex, a gap of 2, item center, and a width of full. And inside this div, this is where we're gonna have our a tag, and the href is going to be our GitHub URL. And we're also gonna do a target underscore blink, and this is for whenever we click on the link, it opens up a new tab instead of opening it up in the same exact tab. I hate when that happens. Text dark blue, a padding of 1, a rounded of full, and a hover I don't think we need this hover. Let's do a text XL. Like I said, this whole project was like a trial and error, man. I switched up the style so many times, so some of these styles probably not needed, but we're gonna go and see which ones needed or not. And then in here, this is where we're actually gonna have the image tag, and the source is going to be assets / get .svg.png, and we want the width to be 20 and the height to be 20, and then the alt is just going to be GitHub. Okay, take a look, and there's our GitHub. Nice. Okay, and now we're gonna render stuff out conditionally because some of our tags don't got the YouTube. So you guys know how to add this part in. I probably shouldn't add this part in, but I mean, I'll probably just copy and paste it. So basically what this is let me just go underneath here and paste it in there. So this is YouTube. So if YouTube is true, it's going to show the YouTube link, and that way when you click on the YouTube link, it takes you to that YouTube tutorial that I did. So these is all like the ones that have a YouTube tutorial. Mostly all of them got it. But yeah, that's that. All right, and the next one is deployed. So this is if it's deployed or not. So right under after this YouTube, we did deployed. So if it's deployed, it'll show the little I symbol, and you can click on it, and href will be project URL. So it's going to save this. This is another thing, optional, you can add to your to yours as well. So some of these are deployed. So if you click on this tic-tac-toe, it'll take you to the tic-tac-toe game that I thought that will work. What in the world? Hold on. Why is it showing like that? That's weird. Let's try another one. All right, there we go. So this is Waxter, the one that my first ever project that I ever created. This is my first project, and I'm really proud of this project. Yeah, so that was that. Don't want to get into that. All right, so yeah, once we click show more, it should show the rest, and as you can see, it's showing like when you click on, see how that little animation is, it doesn't look great. See that it kind of like stretches. So that's where we're going to add framer motion into this. So let's open everything back up. Let's open up our projects, and let's import framer motion, just to make it look a little bit better. So we're gonna import. We're gonna import motion, and this is gonna be from framer motion. And we also gotta import animate presence from framer motion as well. All right, so this is gonna be really simple to do. Down here, wait, what? We already made it a motion div? Oh, already. Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right. So yeah, I forgot that I was trying to debug that little error, and I copied and pasted the code from my GitHub from the final project. So we want to come down here and make this a motion.div. So right under the project filter, and you want to add layout to it as well. And then you want to wrap animate presence. We're going to wrap our whole filter.slice inside animate presence, and make sure you close the motion.div. So let me just highlight all the changes. So just motion.div layout, and then wrap the animate presence. Wrap the filter slice with animate presence. All right, so that's that. And now we're going to head over to our project card and fix this a bit. I don't know why that's happening. So hold on, wait 1 second. So does that mean we already got it imported? Projects. Okay, so we already got it imported. That's why it's showing that. All right, cool. So that should fix that error once that loads. So let's head over to project card, and a few simple changes we got to do to this one. We got to import motion from framer motion, and we can actually remove this link because we didn't use it. Let's go to import motion from framer motion. All right. All right, so we just want to make this entire thing a motion.div. We'll just do motion with a dot. Okay, and now we're gonna have some animation here. So we're gonna do a layout, and now we're gonna have animate, and this is gonna equal to opacity 1, and then we need an initial, and this is going to be opacity 0, and we also need an exit, and this is going to be opacity 0. So with those changes, we shouldn't get that little stretchy effect. As you can see how it fades off, fades in, fades out, and once we see how it just fades right in, well, that's what we want. Yeah, fades away, fades in, perfect. So our project section is complete. So now let's say we do the contact section, and here we're gonna add email.js, so that way you can get notifications to your email as soon as somebody writes into the form. So let's get started on that. All right, our project is looking really good so far. So now it's time to start the contact section. But before we do that, we actually want to head over to email.js. This is what we're going to be using to have our messages sent directly to our email whenever a user fills out the form. I really like this service. It's free, and so you just head over there and sign up. And once you sign up, you want to click on add new service, and you can add your email. I did Gmail, got Outlook, Yahoo, AOL. Some of these I never even heard of. So once you do that, you want to go over to email templates, and you also want to create a new template. And you can actually just do the default one. So just click on save once you click on this for now. And let me just make sure. So here's my template. I just did new message from _name, and then it's just hello, you got a message from name, and it's going to display the message there. And then you also get a template ID. We're going to be using this ID here, and I believe you get, I believe we got to use this service ID as well. So make sure you keep this open once you sign up and create these templates and service. Then we're going to head over to docs and then click on install email SDK, and just copy over this code here, and we're going to go ahead and paste it inside of our terminal. All right. So go ahead and let that install. So now we have email.js, and let's head over to our contact and start creating this. This is a pretty lengthy pretty lengthy component here. It's about 120 lines. All right, so let's go ahead and make this a use client, and we're going to import a few icons from React Icons. I'm going to import AI fill Twitter Square, AI fill LinkedIn, AI fill Instagram, and AI fill GitHub. And we also going to import the dev community icon, but it's going to be FA dev from there. All right, and we also going to import email.js, and this is going to be from email.js/browser, and then also import useRef, and this is going to be from React. All right, so I say we go ahead and just get the styling complete, and then we'll add email.js in afterwards. So let's go ahead and write a ton of JSX. So I'm going to do a div, and this div is going to have a class name of width full, a height of fit, a px of 40 pixels, a py of 10, max xs, and we're gonna do a px of 20 pixels, position relative, and a bg of light, bg of light bg. All right, and this is going to have the ID of contact. All right, and we got to do our little wrapper div here. I'm going to do a class name of max width, 1250 pixels, and an mx of auto. All right. And now we're gonna have a grid. So let's go ahead and do a div, and you're gonna have a class name of grid, and LG large screens and up. It's gonna be a grid Kyle 2, and by default on small screens it's gonna have a grid Kyle 1, and also a gap of 6. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and go to our skills and grab this little inline block thing again. Probably should have just made this into like a component, now I think about it. So where are we at? Contact, and I'm gonna paste this in here. All right, see how everything looks. Actually, I gotta start my server back. npm run dev. All right, let's see, give it 1 second. It's looking really good. Once we add the sidebar, that is the icing on the cake. All right, just let that load for a second. We can go ahead and finish. Oh, there it goes. All right, skills. All right. Gonna go ahead and make this a change this to contact me. And I believe that I had to make we're gonna do a margin bottom of 10 here. I believe I had to add some extra styling on here. Inline block. Okay, yeah, it makes sense now. The reason why it's going like this is because we don't have any content over there, I believe. But once we finish, I believe it should fix it. So after this div, we have a p tag, and this is going to have a class name of text dark blue, and it's gonna be a little paragraph that I'm gonna copy and paste over. You guys can read that if you want, or you can add your own. It's up to you. Save that. And then we're gonna have, after this p, we're gonna have another p tag, and this is going to have a class name of text dark blue and a margin top of 12, and this is just going to say email me at. Okay. All right, something's up here. I don't think this is grid calls, grid, large screens, grid calls 2. All right, maybe I should add a div, because since this is the left side, maybe we should wrap this inside of a div. Maybe, let's see, div, and wrap all of this right over top of, wait, when does this end? All right, I'm getting confused here. Hold on. All right, there we go. So right underneath this p tag, let's add this div. There we go. So I just needed like a little div around it. All right, perfect. All right, so we got email me at, and then underneath this p tag, we're gonna have a h4, and in this h4, we're gonna have a href, and So it's gonna equal to not gonna lead nowhere for now. Class. Actually, we probably don't even need this. Actually, I do want to add this here for now. We're gonna do a text LG, a font of semi-bold, and a text of dark blue. Alright, and in here we're gonna have our email. A Rogers contact at gmail.com. Nice. Alright, so after the A, we got H4. So we're gonna have a div after this. And this div is going to have a class name of margin top 12. And this div is going to be another div with a class name of flex call, and a gap of 2. Okay. All right. And this is going to be our social links. We got a gap of 2. So that's going to do our title. We're going to do H5, and it's just going to say socials. And let's just style it up a bit. We're just going to change the color to text dark blue. Like that. Alright, perfect. And now this is where our social is going to go. Right after this H5, we're going to do another div. And we're going to do a class name of flex and a gap. Flex and a gap of 5. Okay. Perfect. And now let's do our social links. What we can do, you can just wrap it inside of an A tag. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to do that. And then we're going to have a class name of text 3XL. And then a text of dark blue. Alright. And this is where our icon gonna go inside here. So I'm gonna do an AI. You can do GitHub first if you want. And let's go ahead and copy this 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and just change up the icons. So we got AI fill Instagram, AI fill Twitter, and FA dev. I believe that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Twitter. Oh, we need LinkedIn. AI fill LinkedIn. Alright, perfect. Alright, so I believe that is our left side. So now we need to do the right side. So right after I want to say, let's see, let's count the divs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right after this div here, this is where we're gonna have our form. Alright, so I'm gonna do a div, and we're gonna have a form. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna have a class name of with full, and on submit is going to be our send email function that we didn't make yet. I probably shouldn't put it. It might get an error. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't get an error. Yep, it does. So let's not put this here yet, just so we can see our form. And we're gonna do a ref. Let's not put the ref either yet, because we didn't make that yet. All right. So inside this form, we're gonna have a div, and we're gonna have an input in here. Input, and the type is going to be text. Let me just make this a little bit better. I like doing my inputs like this because most of the time inputs take a bunch of props. And all right, so we're gonna do an ID of name. We're gonna do name of name, And we're gonna do a placeholder of your name like that. And we also gonna give it a class name of with full, a text of gray 700. It's gonna have a border slate of 200. It's gonna be rounded. I have a PY of 3, a PX of 4, a margin bottom of 4, a leading tight, and we also do a focus of our red color. Focus. Wait, how come it didn't? Focus, and it's gonna be our red color. It's gonna make the outline dark red. All right, I believe that's all the styling we're gonna use for this. Let's take a look. Nice. Okay. Trying to see here. I think we did something wrong here. Okay, we did. I think we did something wrong here. Hold on. Yep. We were supposed to keep it inside of this grid because we got the grid Kyle too. Yeah, so that's what it is. We need to put this, we need to wrap this in there too. So let's do that. So right here, I believe. There we go. Now it's right next to it. All right, perfect. Now let's copy this input and we're gonna paste it 2 more times. All right, then we got 3, and we're just going to change up a few things. So the next one is going to be email. The ID is going to be email. The name is going to be email, and the placeholder you just do email, your email. And we also going to add autocomplete. Email like that. All right, and the next one is going to be subject. The type is going to be text. The ID is going to be subject, and name is going to be subject. And placeholder is going to be subject. Take a look. Nice. All right, and trying to see, next is the text area. Text area. All right, and this is gonna have the same exact styling. So let's just copy this style, class name, put it there. But ID is going to be a message. The name is going to be message. The rows is going to be 5. And the placeholder is going to be message. All right. So I think I mention this all the time in my I'll probably make the rows a little bit bigger actually. Let's do 7 just so I can kind of line up a little bit with that. Try 7. So I mention this all the time and every time I do a project. Me personally, I don't like the fact that you can extend this super far. It just don't make it look right. But I mean, you could take that ability away. I was actually told that it's not smart to do that, but I mean, it's your project. I'm gonna keep it on, but if you want to get rid of that, you could just do a style, and then do double brackets, and you just do a resize of none, like that, and that should get rid of the ability to resize. Oh, we're getting an error. Oh, we got none has to be in quotes. And now it should work. So as you can see, and you can also do a set like the character length, like how many characters you want allowed to be written inside this message as well, but we're not going to do that right now. So underneath this text area, outside of this div but still inside the form, we're going to have another div, and this div is going to have a class name of flex, justify, and like that, and you have a button, and in this button I'm going to do a type submit, and we'll have a class name of py3, a px of 6, a font of semibold, a text of white, a bg of dark red, a hover of shadow LG, and then a hover of shadow, oh wait, hold on, sorry, a hover of BG dark red /75, like that. And if you want, you can add a transition to it. We didn't add transitions to the rest of our buttons, so I mean, I don't see the need to do it to this one button. But like I said, you can if you want. All you gotta do is just do a transition all, and you can add a duration. You can do like a duration 500, like that, which I believe is 500. Yep, 500 milliseconds. And this button is just gonna say submit. Submit. All right, there we go. Probably should make it rounded, huh? Yeah, let's make it rounded. All right, perfect. All right, so that's it. On my site personally, I have this widget, which I mean, I can show you guys how to get, but this is like this widget here, but you do have to pay for it. I believe it's like, let's see, I believe it's like $6 or something like that. And you know, me being a YouTuber, I think this is a really good addition to my site, because I mean, if you view on my site and you see my latest videos, you can actually click on this and it shows your latest videos. But the cool thing is, it doesn't have to be YouTube. You can actually have different feeds. You can have a Facebook feed, you can have a Twitter feed. So you just go to click widget. So I get 3 widgets available for me with my paid plan. But you go to create widget, and like I said, you can have YouTube, you can have Facebook. It's not just oh, you just do add new app. Here we go. And see, like, you do Instagram feed. So yeah, check this site out, and it's so easy to do. You just add the code to your project and it's there. Really simple. So yeah, that's that. And I just thought about something. We don't even need this hydrate component now, because we're not adding this widget to this project, because I don't feel the need to to add that in, because I know a lot of you guys aren't YouTubers or anything, but yeah, so that's why we're not going to add it into this. So we can actually delete this hydrate component. Let's go ahead and remove that. All right, and yeah, so that's that. So now we just got to add email.js to it. Let's see. So inside of the contact, we have to see how we're going to do this. All right, so let's do a const ref, and this is going to equal use ref null, and we do a const form, and this is going to equal use ref, like that. All right, and now we're going to do our send email function that we're going to add to our submit button. So do a const send email, and make sure you add the event. You can either type it out, you can either do event, or you can just do an E like that, and the function. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, we don't want the page to keep refreshing every time we submit. We're gonna do an E dot prevent default, like that. And then email.js, and this, once you click dot, you should see you get access to all of this stuff. We're going to use send form. All right, this is all inside of the docs. So now we need our service ID number. So you want to head over to your thing, and you want this service ID number here. We're going to paste that right up in there. We need our service ID number, and then we're going to do a comma, and now we need our template ID number. So head over to email templates, and you see that template ID. You can head over to settings. I'm going to copy this template ID. All right, it got to be in quotes. All right, and we also need to do a comma. Let's see, why are we getting, oh, this got to be comma here as well. All right. And we're going to do form dot current, and now we also need another, how did we get that? I think we go to personal settings, security maybe, or account. Okay, we need this public key. Here we go. We need this public key there. I'm going to copy that, and then so we're going to do a comma, this public key there. Make sure you put it in parentheses, and I believe that is it for that. And then we're going to do a dot, then, and we're going to do result, and then we gotta say what we're going to do with these results. You can console.log if you want, but we can just do a form dot current dot reset, like that. And now we need to catch our error just in case. So we're gonna do a dot catch error, and you can just console.log the error. Console.log error.text, like that. All right, so nice. So we got our form, send email. So now down here in our form, we can scroll all the way down. We're gonna add a few things to this. We add our on submit, and this is going to be send email. And we also need to do a ref, and this is just going to equal form, like that. So with that, I believe we are done. We can actually test this out and see. So I'm gonna go ahead and email subject and then message. Click on submit. Should reset, and let me check my phone. And yep, it works. So the only thing that really got me, it took me a while to figure this out. It's really small, and I just want to make sure you guys don't fall into the same rabbit hole that I fell into. So if you head over to email templates, because I was getting emails and it just said message. You got to make sure that these are the same names as your inputs. So for example, if I want the subject to be inside my template, all I have to do is we're going to edit content, I believe. Let me go to design. Yeah, here all I would have to do is do it just in double brackets, just add subject, because my input name is subject. So if I save that, now I should begin receiving a subject. Let me go to my email. I don't like opening my email on here, but all right. So yeah, as you can see, we got hello. You got a message from Antonio Rogers, and then the message is there. But now that we added the subject to it, let's go ahead and do it now. So it should show the subject now. So Antonio Rogers, that, and subject is going to be React, and then message, and then click on submit. So now let's go to the email. We got our subject in there. So it's whatever you name your inputs. Make sure you add that to your template. I believe if you go by the default template, so let's go over to email. If you click on create and then go by the default, as you can see, their template name is from name and to name. So I was wondering why the name wasn't popping up, and all I had to do was just get rid of that from and underscore for it to work. So yeah, just make sure you guys follow that and make that work. And I believe that is it for the contact section. So now we have to do the mobile footer. So basically this footer is only going to show on mobile because our side menu is going to have a footer attached to it, and our side menu is only available on medium screens and up. So we need a footer, and we also got to do the back to top button as well. So let's go ahead and do the mobile footer now. I decided we're going to actually start the side menu. I think that's the best thing to do right now, and then we'll worry about the mobile footer and the back to top button, and then we'll be all complete. So head over to your layout and make sure you uncomment the side menu component, and you can go ahead and close out of everything and just open up the side menu component, and let's get started. So yeah, this component is pretty complicated. There's a lot of logic going on into this. Let's go to the I say first we get the styling and get the layout complete, and then we'll add the functionality, like whenever we scroll to each section, it shows the active section, and then also when you click, it goes to the active section as well. So I say we go ahead and just get the styling complete, and then we'll add all of the functionality after. So yeah, let's get started. This is going to be a use client component. Use client, and a bunch of imports. We could just go ahead and just import everything now. So let's go ahead and import use state, and also use effect from React. We're gonna also import use path name from Next navigation. Use path name from Next navigation, and image from Next.js. Also a bunch of icons that I'm just gonna copy and paste it in here. We got BS YouTube, we got AI Fill LinkedIn, AI Fill GitHub, and FA Dev. And also our menu store. And our sidebar links from our constants folder. Alright. And I believe that is all we need for now. So we got all the imports. Let's make some space there. Alright, so let's go ahead and write some JSX and then we'll add the functionality afterwards. So it's gonna be a fragment. And we're gonna do a section, and this section is going to have a class name of we're actually going to do brackets and do backticks because we want to render something out conditionally. So this is what I was talking about with the Zstan store. Whenever we want the menu to be we're gonna want the top menu to toggle this side menu. So that's the whole reason of that Zstan store, so that way we can manage the state between these two components. So this is gonna have a class name of side menu, and also border right. Okay. And now this is what we're gonna render it out, class name out conditionally. We're gonna do $, brackets, and then we're gonna do is open, which we still have to get from our use menu store, but let's just go ahead and finish this out. So if it's open, we want the styling to be let's see, max LG. It's going to just be display block. All right. Else, we just want the max MD for medium screens, and it's going to be hidden. All right. Let's save that. We might get an error because we don't have this is open. All we got to do is just up here. We just gotta destructure it out of our use menu store. Where did I do it at on here? Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do a const is open, and then we also gonna take that close mobile store as well. Close mobile menu. And this is all going to come from our use menu store, like that. All right. So now that error should go away, and there we go. All right, so that is the styling for our section. Let me scroll back down, and we also going to add an on click to this, because we don't want. Let's see. I'll just add that afterwards, actually, once we add the functionality. All right, so let's go ahead and get things moving a little slow here. All right, we're gonna do a class name, a flex with full, a flex of 1, a flex of call, a gap of 10, a justify between, and an item center. All right. And then in this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is going to have a class name, flex, justify center, an item center, and a flex call, and also a gap of 2. All right, and this is where our image is gonna go. So that little circle image, and the image, and src. What did I name it? Let's see, what did I name it? side menu image. All right, so we got to do slash assets slash side menu dash image. I think that's the right thing to do. And we also gotta do a width and a height because we're using a image prop. I mean image component. I'm gonna do a width 100 and a height of 100. All right, let's see if that works. All right, so it's not getting our image. Let me make sure I named it right. Let's head over. Ignore my folder. My folder is a little bit unorganized. Your the file that you're gonna download is gonna be way more organized than this one. So side menu image. I'm just going to rename it to side menu like that. Side menu. Okay. Oh, we forgot the .png. That's why. All right, side menu .png. Now it should work. All right, there we go. We got our side menu image, and we also need an alt tag as well. I'm gonna do alt, and we're just gonna probably put my name, Antonio. All right, and then right underneath this image, we're gonna have a p tag, and this is gonna have a class name of font bold and a text of dark blue. All right, and in this p tag, we're just gonna have our name. You can just put your name, Antonio Rogers. Nice. All right, 2 divs down. So down here, now we're gonna render out our menu links. So we're gonna map through them. We're gonna do sidebar menu links dot map. I'm gonna do a link. All right, and I'm gonna do a const active is active, and this is going to equal our active link triple equals to link. All right, so now let's go ahead and return some JSX. Return. We're gonna return a tag. And this is going to have a href of, we're gonna do backticks, and we're gonna do a $ brackets, and it's just gonna be our link dot routes. Right. I don't even think we needed to do backticks, to be honest. This part right here, this active link, was probably the hardest thing in this project. I want to say it took me about a day to finally get this to work the way I wanted it to work. Because there's like no documentation on how to do an active nav bar with the routes being like going by your IDs for each section. Like, it's easy to do an active nav bar whenever you're routing to another page, but whenever you're routing within that page, it's like it's no documentation on it. I couldn't find anything, so I had to like figure all this out myself. So key, and I'm gonna do a link dot label, and then a class name. We're gonna do and render some stuff out conditionally in here as well. So we're gonna do position relative. I'm gonna do flex. I'm gonna justify center. I'm gonna do an item center. Rounded. LG. We're gonna do a padding of 3. Alright, and now this is where we're gonna render it out if it's active. So we're gonna do $ brackets, and we're gonna do is active. So if it's active, we want the BG to be dark red and the text to be white. right? We gotta do our else, and then else we just going to just return an empty quotes like that, or you could just probably do null too, I guess. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got us a problem here. Active link is not defined. Okay, that's because we didn't like set any state or anything yet. We probably should have did that first. So let's scroll up here and let's go ahead and set some state, maybe on top of this. So let's just say we go ahead and just, I'll probably just go ahead and just type out all this functionality now. So we're gonna get the current like path name from Next.js navigation context, and this is all built into Next.js. So to do that, we're just gonna do a const path name, and this is going to equal use path name, and that's just that use path name hook that we just imported from Next.js. All right, and now let's go ahead and do some state. We're gonna do a const active link, and then set active link, and this is going to equal use state, and but it's going to be our side menu links with the index of 0. That is basically our side menu link, our first item inside of our side menu link data or array, sorry. So we head over to the index. So basically this is the default, which is home. That's our first index. All right, where are we at? Side menu. All right, cool. As you can see, we probably should have. That's that. Let's finish out this this map so that way we can see some stuff. So after this, we're gonna also add an on click to this. On click, and this is just going to be our handle link click function that we haven't made yet. Handle link click, and it's going to take in a link. We might get an error, but we're about to go make that function right after this. So inside of this a tag, we're going to have a p tag, and we're just going to have our link dot label. All right, we might get an error. Oh, it works. Okay. All right, cool. So we are getting an error here. All right, I wonder why. All right, something's up. I don't know what it is, because this side menu is supposed to extend all the way over. It's not supposed to be like this. Let's see. Let's go to our layout right quick. Hold on. Layout. Okay. Let's head over to our layout. There's probably something I'm missing here. Layout. We got main, flex row. Okay, everything looks good in there. That is weird. All right, we'll figure it out. Let's just go ahead and finish. All right, I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can still see. Let me just pull up the thing, see if you guys can still see. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and create that function. So we're gonna do. Yeah, I just said we go ahead and just do all the logic now. All right. So first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and do our handle link click function. Handle link click function, and this is gonna take in a link. All right, and only thing we're gonna do here is just close mobile menu, and we also going to set our active link to link like that. All right, so that's our handle link click function. And now we're gonna make a handle scroll function to update the active link based on the scroll position. So this one is a little bit complicated, but we're gonna get through it. Cons handle scroll, return. So we got to do a cons sections. Sections, and it's gonna be sidebar menu links dot map. And it's gonna take in a link, and we're gonna do a document dot get element by ID, and we're gonna do link dot section ID like that. So that's basically this section ID here, and I don't know if you guys remember, but each section that we did, we added an ID to it. So this is just grabbing those sections. Side menu. All right. So now we're gonna figure out our scroll position. So we're gonna get the current scroll position by doing a const scroll position. Hopefully I spelled that right. And only thing, we just gotta do a window. So if you do window and do a dot, you get access to a bunch of this stuff. A lot of people really don't know about this stuff. I probably know maybe out of all of this, maybe like 4 of these. I probably used like 4 of these before. One of them I really use is just scroll Y right here. All right. So this is getting the current scroll position. And now we're gonna loop through the sections and find the section that is currently in view. So to do that, we're gonna do a for loop. So we're gonna do for, and we're gonna do let I equal sections. I think it's supposed to be. We could just do section dot length, and we're gonna do -1, and add that, and then we're gonna do I is greater than or equal to 0. Add a space equal to 0, and then we're going to do a I minus minus. So simple for loop. And now we gotta tell it what to do. So I'm going to do a cons. Let's add a S onto this sections here, and then we're also going to add a S onto this one, because in here we're going to have just section like that. And this is just going to equal to sections index of I. So simple for loop. And now we're going to do a if section we're going to do an if section, and when you click dot, you get access to a bunch of stuff that you didn't have access to before. So if section dot off set top is less than or equal to our scroll position plus 100, and we're gonna set the active link based on that scroll position. So only thing we gotta do is do a set active link and do sidebar links with the index of I. So the links that we just looped through, and now we're just gonna do a break like that. All right, so that's that. So there's our handle scroll, and let's see if it works. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I just took a sip of my coffee. So yeah, it's not going to work because now we got to add the scroll event listener when a component mounts. And then we also got to remove the event listener when a component unmounts to avoid like any like issues. So to do that, we're going to do a use effect. And in here, we're going to do a window dot add event listener, and looking out for a scroll, comma, handle scroll. That. All right. And then right underneath here, we're going to return window dot remove event listener, and we're just going to remove the scroll and also the handle scroll. All right, so that's that. And we also need a dependency array. We're just going to do a comma and just do an array like that. All right. Now we need to also do another use effect to update the active link based on the current path name. So I think that's why this isn't working now, because this is the icing on the cake right here. So this is the part that took me a while to get, because like I said, there's like no documentation even on Stack Overflow. I even tried looking it up, maybe I missed over it, but do an active link in Next.js when, oh, it's working, never mind, there we go. Oh yeah, it's working now. But I think when we click, oh, it's still working. Hold on. Wait, do we even have? Okay, see, we having some issues there. Contact. Did we add the? Yeah, see, like it's, I don't know, it's just acting weird. So now let's do another use effect. And like I said, this is just going to update the active links based on the current name. And yeah, hopefully it gets to working the way we want it to work, because it doesn't seem to be working right. All right, so let's do a use effect. And now we're going to remove that little, so let's see. So if you click on this, as you can see, if you look at the, oh, see, look, it goes away. That's why. And it goes straight back. All right, so you see the little pound in skills. We want to remove that, because that just causes some issues. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a const, and you can just name this. I named it clean path name, and this is going to be path name. Path name dot replace, and it's gonna be some weird stuff. We're gonna do a slash, this little, where is it, a little up symbol. I'm gonna do a pound, and do another slash, and then we're gonna do a comma, and then we're gonna do empty quotes like that. All right, so that's just basically removing that character from the path name. All right, and now we're going to find like the matching link in the sidebar menu array based on that path name. So we just got to do a const match link, and that's going to equal our sidebar menu links dot find, and we're just gonna do a link. We're gonna do clean path name triple equals to our link dot route, or our link dot route triple equals to our index, our home, the triple N, double N symbol. I'm gonna do clean path name is triple equals to empty quotes like that. I messed up here. I believe this has to be in quotes, and there we go. All right. And now we're gonna do a if check. So if the matching link is found, we're just gonna set it as the active link. So right underneath here, we're just gonna do if matched link. We're gonna set our active link. It's like doing all these imports that I don't want. Set active link to match link. All right. And since we're using use effect, we gotta do our dependency array. So make sure you add this comma, and we'll just be looking at the path name like that. All right. So that's that. All right, now I think it's working the way we want. We probably forgot to add the ID to our contact section, so let's go do that right now. We do have it here. Let's go check our projects. Our index, and make sure it's a contact. Section ID, contact section ID. That's weird. All right, yeah, because I wonder why it's not. Let's see, contact. Okay, yeah, that's a little weird. All right, we're gonna fix that. Let's just keep going. So head over back to the side menu. And there's one more use effect we gotta do. I noticed a bunch of use effects, but it's the only way this works. Only way I figured out for it to work. All right, so this one is just basically to control the body's overflow based on whenever the menu's open or not. So this is just a simple use effect. So we can just do use effect, and we're gonna return. We're gonna do if is open. We just want our document dot body dot style style dot overflow y. Sorry, is gonna equal to hidden. So what this does is prevent scrolling whenever our menu is open. That's what this does. Okay, we want our document dot body dot style overflow y, and it's going to equal to hidden. Else we want our document dot body dot style dot overflow y, and it's going to equal to auto, but I believe you can do sunset as well, something like that. And this is going to allow scrolling when the menu's closed, because this is only when it's open. And we also need our dependency array, and it's going to be is open like that. All right, cool. So I believe that is all the logic that we need for now. So let's go ahead and finish the nav bar. We probably gotta like close our application. Like, this thing is not working the way that I want. Like, this one works so smoothly. So smooth. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish up this sidebar. Okay, right underneath so we were supposed to put this inside of a div. This sidebar menu links. Just going to wrap this in a div. So right underneath this one, we a div. Just going to put that in a div. That really shouldn't change anything. All right, and I'm going to close out of all this stuff. Kind of slowing up my computer. All right, cool. So right underneath this div, we're gonna have another div, and it's gonna have a class name of flex, item center, flex call, a justify center, and a text center. In here, have one more div, have a class name of flex, flex call. On large screens and up, we're gonna do a flex row, and do item center, a gap of 4, and a margin bottom of 3. All right. Now we're gonna render our social icon, so we should do an A tag. And for now, I'm just gonna do the href to be indexed, but obviously you'll put your tag in there, and make sure you add target underscore blink to each one, so that way when somebody clicks on it, it opens up in a new tab. That's one thing I really hate, is when I open up a link on YouTube, or not YouTube, but anybody's website, and it just closes out everything. Then I gotta go back. All right, so we're gonna do BS YouTube. All right. I believe this takes a class name as well. So for the A tag, let's do a class name of social icon. And a text of white. Let's see how that looks. All right, there we go. And copy this, and we're going to paste this 1, 2, 3 more times, and just change these up. So we got AI fill LinkedIn, got AI fill GitHub, and we got FA dev, like that. All right. So now we need our desktop footer, which is going to be on our sidebar. We're going to do a p tag, and it's kind of a class name of max lg of hidden, and this is gonna have like the little copyright logo with the year and your name and all rights reserved. I'm going to paste that in there. So just copyright, little copyright symbol you can grab off Google, the year, your name, and all rights reserved. And let's go ahead and save that, and there we go. Look at that, it's working the way that we want it to work. But the spacing doesn't seem right for some reason. All right, so I think I found the issue. Here, as you can see, this div is closing right here. So we will need this div. Let's go ahead and close it. Cut that, and then we want it to close down here after this P. And now we should be presented with our nav, but our contact section isn't working, and I think I know why. Because we need just a little bit extra space in the bottom here for this to work. So we'll add that towards the end. I say we go ahead and do the mobile footer, because this is going to be pretty fast. Footer, only thing we got to do here is all JSX. We don't got to import anything. We just got to do a div, and it's going to be a class name of width full, a text of center, a BG of light BG, just so it can blend in with that contact section, a PY of 2, and for medium screens and up, we want it to be hidden. And in here, we're just gonna have a P tag with the same exact writing as our side menu footer, the same exact thing. All right, let's go ahead and inspect and scroll down some if we can see it. Not there. There we go. So it shows up, and let's see if our side menu is working. We didn't even test that out. So we need open. There we go. Close. Open. Nice. So that was the whole reason that we use Justin. is because we want it, you know, to use that same exact state on each component. All right, so now we need to do this top button because you know, I mean, you could just probably press home, but it just refreshes the page like that. So I mean, the back to top button is really comes in handy. Let's go ahead and do that. Top button. All right, so a few imports is going to make it a use client. And we're going to import use state and also use effect. All right, and we also going to import a React icon as well. Okay, so we're going to do a const is scrolling and a set is scrolling, and this is going to just equal use state, and the default is going to be false. All right, this is going to make our use effect. So we're going to do a use effect, and we're going to do a const handle scroll. And in here, we're going to check if our window dot scroll y is greater than 300. You can play with this number. I believe 300 is a good number. And I'm going to show you what this is in a second. Scroll window scroll y. All we're going to do is just set is scrolling to true. Else, we're going to just set is scrolling to false, like that. All right, and we also need to add our event listener in. We're going to do a window dot add event listener scroll and then handle scroll. And now we need to also remove our event listener when a component unmounts. So we're going to return window dot remove event listener, and we're just going to remove scroll comma handle scroll. That, and we also need our dependency array. So comma, do an array, and now we can write some JSX. All right, so we're going to do a div, and this is going to have a class name. All right, so we're going to do if it's scrolling is true, the styles is going to be fixed, bottom of 0.5 rem, a right of 0.7 rem, and also we're going to give this a z index of 50. Okay, and we have a SVG here. Let me just go ahead and just copy this SVG and just paste it in. This will be in the description as well. So go ahead and paste that there. So I see we probably can see it. So there we go. We can see it there. But it needs. Oh, so it already has. Oh no, this is the. I was wondering. I'm like, hold on, wait. That shouldn't work like that. Let's go to localhost 3000. All right, so we don't see it because now we have to. We're gonna do an A tag, and the href is just going to be home, and inside this A tag we're gonna do our BS arrow, BS fill arrow square, and we're gonna change the size to size 40, And we're also going to change the style as well. Style, make sure you do double brackets, and we're going to do fill, and I'm going to make sure you do quotes. So we're going to do URL pound gradient like that, which is this gradient here, this linear gradient. So with that, we should have a back to top button. I'm gonna refresh. Once we scroll, we don't for some reason. Hold on. Let's see what we did wrong here. So it got to be something with our function. So is scrolling. Oh, okay, I see. So I put is scrolling. It's just, we should just do scrolling. And then we're just going to do set scrolling. Set scrolling, and then we could just change this like that. Set scrolling, maybe that fixed it. I don't think that matters actually. So if it's scrolling, it's gonna be fixed. Oh, we forgot to do the else. That's why. There we go. I don't know why I didn't even get an error for that. So else, we're gonna do. Actually, we gotta close this like that. And now else, we're just gonna do hidden like that. All right, so let's see if that works now. All right, so it's still not working. Let's give it a refresh. So what this number is Windows scroll Y. So 300, the larger the number is, the longer it's gonna take to trigger this this handle scroll to set scrolling to true. So if it's 400, it's gonna be a little bit longer once you start scrolling. But for some reason it's not working. So let's see what the issue is. All right, so the issue is we don't need backticks. Let's just get rid of the backticks, and that should work. There we go. We got our back to top button. Once we click, we're back to the top. And now we have to fix this issue to where it's not showing the active contact. Once we scroll all the way down, it's not showing that the contact route is active. So my guess is, so if you head over to the finish one, my guess is because I added this this widget here, so it's given more space to actually trigger. If we head over to side menu, let's see, where is it? Here. So we got offset, scroll position 150. I think it was supposed to be 100. Let's see if that, that still doesn't work. So I think if we add some extra padding, so let's add like PY20 and see if that works. Yep, see, that works. So when we scroll down, now we got that pad in there. Let's see how that looks on mobile. We might keep it like this actually. Probably too much for mobile, huh? Yeah, it's a little bit too much for mobile. So what we can do is we could just do medium screens up padding PY20, and let's do a PY10 like that. There we go. And that way, I believe it still should work. Plus, once we click this and click on contact, it closes the menu and can take us to the contact. Nice. Let's scroll down. Yep, and it triggers there. Perfect. All right, so that's that. I think we're complete, guys. That's it. Like I said, I wanted to keep this project really simple. I did a ton of research before starting this project, and one thing that I really wanted to do was just keep my portfolio site really simple and that way I can add on to it and maybe, you know, fix the features. There are a few things that I do want to do to this. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but there will be changes coming to this website. But as for now, the project is complete. If you guys want to stick around, I am going to be doing a quick Photoshop tutorial on how to make these two images here. So let's get started on that. Alright, welcome to the Photoshop section of this tutorial. It's going to be a quick tutorial. I'm just going to show you guys how to do the effect. So you want to have an image. I'm going to use this one here. This is the one that I use for the hero section. And it's going to take a while to load because my computer is running really slow right now. Alright, so we're gonna have an image, and there's a ton of ways you can cut out yourself in an image. I use where is it? I normally use this magnetic lasso tool. This is the tool that I use every single day for all of my thumbnails that I made when I was doing the 190-day coding journey. So I use this tool every single day, and this is where you can just basically follow the path and then cut yourself out. But we're not going to use this tutorial because this is a tutorial and I'm just trying to make this as easy as possible. So what we're going to do is actually use the magic wand tool, and you want to click on select subject. And sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. If you got like a white background, like how I had my wife take this down in our downstairs living room, and it's like a nice cream background, so it's kind of easier for Photoshop to make out the subject. So that's why I kind of did a good job here. And don't worry about the bottom. As you can see, it got my shadow there, but that's fine. That's not going to be in the image. So what you want to do now is so we got our image selected. You want to create a new document or just a blank page. Any size is fine as long as it's over like 500 by 500. So now you want to click on this move tool and just move yourself over to the blank page. You want to click on Control T, and this is how you can resize yourself. So I'm just going to resize. I think that's good right there. All right, so there's a bunch of ways you can do this. I'm just going to create my own shape, but you can also use shapes off Google. So here's the shape that I use for the hero section. I use this shape here, and I probably should just use this shape just to show you guys. So we're actually going to use this. So basically you want this shape. I'll add this into the folder for the project starter files if you guys want to use this shape as well. So you would kind of want to position it to where, you know, your head is a little bit over the image, kind of like that. I think that looks great. So I'm actually going to keep it like there. And now you want to put the image over top of this shape, so kind of like that. And now what you want to do is right click the image and click on create clipping mask, and now you're going to see yourself go inside the shape. And then what you want to do is duplicate this layer, the image layer, and right click it and release clipping mask. And now we're back to step one. But this is where the magic is about to happen. So what you want to do is click on the shape and click on control and click on the image thumbnail. So like the layered thumbnail. So you want to click on that while you click control, and that selects the shape behind you. Okay, and now what you want to do is click on your layer, your top layer image, not the one that's masked, but the one that we release the clipping mask from. And you want to click on this add layer mask. So when you click on this, and now we're back inside of it. So now what you want to do is go to the eraser tool, if I can find it, right here. And you can change the size of the eraser. I do 49 pixels, but like I said, you can change the size of it. I'm just gonna go to 50, I guess, and erase the top. And now you're presented with that nice 3D effect, and it's the same exact image that I use. And to change the color of the shape, because most of the of the PNGs that you get off Google come in black. To change the image shape, there's a ton of ways you can do it. You can either double click the layer and click on color overlay and click on color, and you can just change the color to like the same exact red that we use for our website, which I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's a little bit dark like that. And there you go, and then you present it with that. So that's that one. There's another way to do it with creating your own shape, the circle shape that I made for the side menu, and that's kind of the same way. You basically just want to I'm just going to do it real, like just show you the shape. So you just want to use this, what is this called, the elliptical marquee tool, and I'm just going to deselect, and you basically just want to use that and just create a circle, right? And you just want to make sure it's on a new layer, and you just want to click fill, and you can just fill it with any color you want, and you know, it'll be filled with that color. But this isn't a new, as you can see, let's release. I think if I release the clipping mask, it's gonna release for every one of them. So yeah, that wasn't a good example. I mean, I guess we can just do this. Hold on, right quick, just to show you guys. So we're gonna create new, and I'm gonna create a new layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and drag myself back over this and resize right quick. And I'm just showing you guys this with the shape that we create, the circle. But again, you can get the circle off Google, so I mean this is kind of irrelevant that I'm doing this, but I just want to make sure you guys are all set, you know. So that's that, and you just take this tool and make the best circle you can. It's probably better getting off Google, to be honest, and place it like right there, and create new layer, and we're gonna fill it. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with white. Actually, I'm gonna fill it with black, like that. And that circle is not perfect at all. Put the circle behind my image, and I'm gonna go ahead and create clipping mask. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate the image and release clipping mask. And I'm gonna go ahead and select the circle, and up here we're going to add layer mask. And now I'm gonna go to my eraser tool and just erase, and there we go. Alright, so yeah, that's really it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was a pretty long one. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.